Hi, it's Angela from Love, Live Holistically. I'm just here to tell you about my new book. It's called Lena Body. Does have a character in there called Ms Lena Body. This book is a consideration of how we treat and use our body. So I do talk about body parts. I use Lena's life, who was born into a comfortable family. Mother was a teacher, father was in banking, she had two older brothers, one was about 11, the other one 13. They thought she was a fascination, so they took on a protective role. Mum would call Lena a surprise baby. Mum hadn't thought that she would ever experience having a daughter. So by the time Lena was actually born, Lena's mum had bought clothes and stuff and toys from the age of 0 right the way up to 5 years old. She was welcomed and loved. She was given all the trappings of someone, financially okay. So she went to the best school. She also went to after school clubs, all of them, from the cello to sports to drama to singing, all these clubs. When Lena became a preteen, what Lena would do would write to some of the club leaders using words like, due to unforeseen circumstances, Lena will no longer be attending this club. Lena would pocket the money, the fees for the month or for the week, and go off with her friends and buy alcohol and had a good time. Lena carried on drinking right up, well, for 20 years, basically. She did get into university, partied hard, money was no object. Did leave uni with a good grade after some unforeseen circumstances. And then went into a really good job, stayed there for 5 years, and then her feet took her to another job, which she thought would be more prestige. It was more money, but it was a whole heap of stress. So her good friend alcohol was always there for her. That's Lena's life. Lena's life allows us to look at our own life and ask ourselves, where do our feet take us? What baggage are we holding on to? What harmful of baggage do we hold on to? What do we put our shoulder to? What should we have left behind? What do we hear? And do we take what we hear for granted? Most of us can hear certain sounds as we're sitting watching this. Those sounds we absorb. It lets us know that we're okay, we're at home, we're safe. That is probably not how you see the sounds that you are hearing. You probably, or we often, take those sounds for granted. If I was to see a lion come tumbling down the road in my community, that would be a little weird for me. A little weird for me. Because I don't have lions or bears or tigers running down the road. So the sounds of cars passing, I don't take for granted because it alerts me that I'm home. Sounds in the morning. What sounds do you put on in the background? There are certain sounds that we inflict on ourselves. Background noise, for example. We call the news background noise, but we absorb it all. excuse me, we absorb all those sounds. We absorb them all. It alerts us to the fact that we are safe or we are home. When we hear our children making noise, as we would call it, in the morning, it alerts us that they are well. In the book, I liken the nose to a dog's nose, and it is used as a metaphor for intuition. Just like a dog's nose, it sniffs out its environment and lets the dog know how to act or what to tell its owner in the way it acts. Intuition could only be heard if we quiet our lives. I talk about the head, but as a psychologist, I don't go into mental health here. I talk about getting ahead and what we need to do to propel ourselves ahead. A tip: it takes just one step at a time to get ahead. It's interesting reading. I'll leave a link below for you. Remember that I have a free ebook and e-course called Find and Follow Your Passion. Again, I'll leave a link below for you. And remember, as always, to love, live holistically. I'll see you on the next one.